On the eve of Halloween, San Francisco becomes the stage for Hitchcock's haunting masterpiece, Vertigo, with live orchestra, October 30th. Experience the film's mystery and suspense on the big screen as the San Francisco Symphony performs the music live. Don't miss Vertigo with live orchestra, October 30th at the San Francisco Symphony. Tickets at sfsymphony.org. Rated PG.
Okay, so talking about Chris Letang, I'm going to just be very blunt and honest that his skating does not look as good. He does not look as aggressive on the ice. He's, in turn, finding himself in some bad spots. And by that, obviously the Penguins shut out the San Jose Sharks 3-0 Saturday. Letang was only scored for a couple of turnovers. I had him for at least 4, and I think 5. Not just a handful of turnovers, but a few times letting players behind him or inside, getting the inside lane. For the video side, here is that play where he turns it over to William Eklund. Oh, no, he turns it over. Blind backhand pass at the blue line. William Eklund intercepts it, rushes 2-on-2. Letang sags way back, plays a big giant gap. So in addition to the turnover, now Letang is giving this guy a full head of steam coming across the blue line. Eklund whips a good shot. Jari makes a good save. But then Letang, because he played such a big gap, is now in no man's land. He's neither able to defend the player or the puck. So when there's a rebound, Eklund goes straight to it and gets a second really good whack. That's what you saw there. That's a problem. 3 mistakes, boom, 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 rapid fire. Here's the other time where Eklund, 3-on-2, Eklund just takes the inside lane. Letang, I'll play that again. Letang, as the strong side defenseman, has to step to the middle and take away that lane from Eklund. You can watch it right here. Again, right up the middle. And Letang was kind of watching the flank, even though Brian Rust had come back into the play to take that pass away. That's a problem. Was it Eklund or... Yeah, it was Eklund or Celebrini got behind Letang once, and Jeff Skinner got behind Chris Letang. That's where Letang just punched him. Whether he got like his upper arm or got the side of his head, it depends on the camera angle. In real time, I was 100% sure. And even the backside replay seemed to show that Letang just punched Skinner in the head. That was, listen, it worked. That was the defense. That's a giant red flag for the Penguins because Letang is playing almost 22 minutes a night and is essentially their top defenseman still. You can't have your top defenseman continuing to make this many mistakes and this many turnovers. If you are going to make this many turnovers, you have to pack on the points as well. But Letang has 1 assist in 6 games and no goals. So that's a giant red flag for the Penguins. Another red flag for me is, and this isn't in the column, by the way. This is you and me talking about it. Tommy Novak. Dan Muse sort of pumped his tires a little bit in San Jose, saying he didn't appreciate until recently how complete Novak's game was, how much he does. I would say the coach was protecting his player there. Novak is supposed to be making an impact in the offensive zone. He's supposed to be, points, offensive chances. But Ben Kindle is handling it all on that line. And Ben Kindle and Philip Hollander were the two that were doing it in San Jose. And I asked Ben Kindle about Philip Hollander. He's like, yeah, he's so strong, and he's consistent. He always knows what Philip Hollander is going to do and where he's going to be, and it's a good thing for the rookie to have, because not just is Tommy Novak a bit of a red flag, Philip Tomasino hasn't seized any of his opportunities to this point. Great guy. But I suspect his time is running short, because there is no way on God's green earth the Penguins can send Ben Kindle back to juniors. Did you see the game Saturday? No chance in hell. Absolutely no chance. And so that's, that this is kind of, I suppose, as I step back from the podcast and look at it, I'm creating a singular casserole for this team. From some chafed veterans who were trying to figure out how to be good teammates, to being scratched and playing a great game following it. I would say Ben Kindle did that. I would say Noel Acciari did that. I would also say Caleb Jones did that. Jones was really good in San Jose. Jones was really good. He held the blue line on the offensive side. He was able to skate. Since San Jose is not a big and physical and tough to play against team, his skill level was on display with his skating, and it just fit his style of game very well. That track meet feel, Caleb Jones was right at home, played exceptionally well. I mean, every player is going to make a mistake here or there. I always chuckle when I give a player like Caleb an A or an A+. There's always someone that says, well, what about that turnover in the second period? Or what about this play? I'm like, well, yeah. Go over Sidney Crosby's game. He's going to have a giveaway here or there, and a play that he'd want to do over again. Hockey is a game of mistakes. Everybody's going to have, a little one here and there. And you just hope that it's benign. And on Saturday, Jones' mistake was very benign. His other play was quite malignant to the Sharks as he whizzed up the ice, as he distributed the puck, and defended well in the defensive zone, too. He was on his guy, keeping the net clean and, working the walls, so on and so forth. So I think that's about everything I wanted to really get to. Some guys are just having a start to the season that more resembles what I stepped in Los Angeles. I have no idea how that city is going to recover. It is going to take a dramatic change in thinking. The things that we saw. And it's funny, I got accused of playing politics, and let's just say interspersed amongst the Penguins media contingent are a variety of political opinions.
At Miristar Federal Credit Union, we are on the rise for our members and the communities we serve. They inspire us to keep moving, to keep reaching for more, so we can help them achieve their financial goals. Their stories are our stories. Since 1950, our deep roots have inspired 75 years of community trust. Together, side by side, we're on the rise. County Federal is now Miristar Federal Credit Union, for everyone who dreams of moving forward while giving back. Federally insured by NCUA Equal Housing Lender.
I think everybody was mortified by downtown LA. That's the best word I can use for it. Just like, what in the world are we looking at? I cannot recommend that as a road trip. If you stay like Josh, he stays in Manhattan Beach, rents a car and drives in. It's like, Josh, that was brilliant. I stayed in downtown LA all week, took the Amtrak to Anaheim. Logistically, it worked very well. However, being in downtown LA, I mean, I'm just thinking 3 years ago, I was in the fashion district. I bought a suit and, I was strutting around, feeling pretty good about myself. Ate at some little funky places. And I was like, yeah, this is kind of cool. Those places are gone. The fashion district is largely tents on the sidewalk, just lined up. We drove through there at night from Anaheim, going back to LA, and it was a sad scene, and I suppose that's kind of all I want to say about it. It's unfortunate. It kind of put a damper on the road trip for me. I mean, I worked. You know me. I work a lot, but I also like to get out and walk the cities, and I tried to do that, but I really found myself avoiding doing that because it was just so A, dangerous, B, uncomfortable, C, I mean, C, I come back to the hotel, despite knowing what was on the sidewalk and what to avoid stepping in. I somehow still stepped in something. So I get back to the hotel, I realize it. And I'm staying in this little 3-story boutique hotel hidden in downtown LA. Lovely little place, by the way. You have to know the code, opens this big black gate. It's kind of like this secret little place. And I see the housekeeper. And I'm like, oh, she clearly, she didn't speak more than a few words of English. I'm like, do you have a scrub brush? Because at this point, I get into the hotel. I grab the nearest garbage bag. Fortunately, the garbage can was empty. I just grabbed the garbage bag out of the garbage can and put my shoe in it. So I'm walking through the hotel lobby, very small, with one shoe on, shoe in a garbage bag. She knows what's up. She lives in LA. She understands. I didn't have to explain it. So I'm like, oh, you have a scrub brush. I need to clean my shoe. She's like, oh, I clean. I'm like, no, I'll clean. She's like, no. She just gives me like the grandmother, shut up, little boy. Takes it from me. It's poo. I'm like, yes, it's poo. And I kid you not, I at this point I was so ashamed or embarrassed that she was going to do this for me. I handed her all the money in my wallet. It was $40, but I handed her all the money in my wallet. She only took 20. I left the rest for a tip when she cleaned the room the next morning. It's yeah. So the Penguins didn't step in it. I did. And that's the end of No Pucks Given. And that's why, if you're watching the video side, I look a little worse for wear. Lots of 3 a.m. wake-up calls and plane rides and train rides and automobiles on this roadie. Glad to get home for most of the next week, although I will go to Florida. So like, share, comment, subscribe. I saved the travel stuff to the end for those of you who get all uptight. Kingersky, stop talking about your travel. I don't care. So I saved it to the end, so you can just turn it off. We'll do the live chat on Wednesday, and I appreciate every single one of you so much. And we're getting the subscription stuff fixed, and we're actually having a record subscription month in October. So thank you. I feel quite blessed by that. Despite the problems, you're coming along for the ride, and I'm going to just keep working myself as hard as I can and delivering as much as I can on this team for you. All right. Have fun. Later.
Are high-interest credit cards or personal loans weighing you down? Unlock gives homeowners a smarter option. With a home equity agreement, you can tap into your home's equity for cash today. There are no monthly payments. Here's how it works. Unlock provides funds upfront and in exchange shares in a portion of your home's future value. That means you keep control with the flexibility to use your equity your way. Pay off bills, invest in home improvements, or set aside savings for peace of mind. For thousands of homeowners, Unlock has been the key to moving forward without the pressure of another payment. Put your equity to work for you. Visit unlock.com to learn more about a home equity agreement. That's unlock.com to learn more.
Terms and conditions apply. Not all homeowners will qualify. Not available in all states. Actor Portrayal. Home equity agreements are offered by Unlock Home Equity Solutions, Inc. In certain states, NMLS number 2657081. Visit www.consumeraccess.org for more info.